Alright guys, so I'm making this video just to kind of go through how I've been like utilizing Procreate for a year. Literally just going to play some of my time lapses in the back and just kind of show you guys, like, after a year of using Procreate, kind of what I've learned and the different kind of processes I've created, because I kind of work differently almost every time I use it, but I'm starting to kind of nail certain processes down for certain things. So as you can see right now, this is a study that I did from Pinterest. I don't know what I typed in. I probably just typed in black model, you know, and just tried to kind of create a cool study. And I feel like this was quite successful. She has a very big jawline, but it was kind of one of the things that I wanted to paint. I was like, I want to paint a girl with, I want to paint that jawline. That's cool, you know. So, but yeah, so essentially, as I said again, this video is just going to be a bunch of time lapses, you know, maybe 3 or 4, maybe 5. I'm not quite sure how many in the end, but just a bunch of different processes of different images that I've kind of created in Procreate over the last almost year. So I think it's right now, it's October. I think I got the iPad Pro on launch last year in 2018. So I've got the 2018 iPad Pro, the 2018 Apple Pencil, the second gen of both, and I got them both on launch. I was lucky enough to kind of get the product day one, and you know, I've been, since that day, I've been just trying to like figure things out myself. I haven't really been buying brush packs and stuff like that. I've just been trying to make my own brushes and go through the process. Everyone's been using Max's brush packs, and I think I bought one of his brush packs. I didn't really like it, but it wasn't the one that everyone likes the most. Everyone likes the gouache pack the most, and I never bought the gouache pack because I've spent so long in Procreate just making my own brushes. And to be honest with you, I've made some really good brushes that I really do recommend, that I really do think work well, and I'll be trying to sell them at some point, or put them out for free. I'm not quite sure. I don't mind putting them out for free because I've, you know, what have I got to lose at the end of the day? I just want people to create art and, you know, feel comfortable within Procreate, because I know the big divide for a lot of people is how it feels differently to Photoshop. And it's similar for me, to be honest with you, because I'm a Photoshop guy, you know, and when you come from Photoshop, it's a strange one, because Photoshop's its own software and it's been around for so long, and there's been so many other softwares come along that have, you know, tried to almost be replicants of what Photoshop is, but haven't always done it the same way. Like Sketchbook Pro, for example, was one that came around that was trying to be like Photoshop, but wasn't really the same. And some people use it, some people don't. I dropped Sketchbook Pro because I didn't think it was powerful enough to do everything I want to do. Some things like photo bashing and stuff you can't do, so you better off just using Shop. And then people build up tools for Shop all year round. People build up new brush packs. You know, people kind of do this and that for Photoshop. Obviously, Procreate is like the new dog on the market, because the power of being able to go anywhere with this artwork is something else, you know. It's powerful enough where you can go, you can be on a bus, on a train, you can have a meeting, you can, you know, anything, anywhere you are. You know, if you drive, you could be in the back of your car, you could sit down, you could bust out your iPad, you know, do some work, you know, on something that could be very high quality as well. You know, I have honestly in Procreate matched some of my, you know, my best quality painting work that I've done in Photoshop. I'm not saying this stuff is, I'm saying some of the stuff that I figured out even early on, you know, figured out how, ways in which to implement Procreate's brush tools and stuff to create really high quality realism in Procreate. It's quite impressive. You know, and I've seen people do all kinds of things, and, you know, people have replaced their use of Illustrator with Procreate. People are using the streamline tools and stuff so well, they're making stuff that looks indistinguishable from Illustrator. So it's such a wide variety of kind of effects you can get from this simple tool set. And just something like a streamline function where you can kind of make a line or make shapes with the brush that kind of conform to a certain kind of shape, or make your lines more smooth, but then instantly. It's not something that costs too much GPU energy. And then the smudge tool works basically like a blender at this point. If you know how to use it, you can blend your colors almost seamlessly. And that's another benefit of Procreate. And someone like me that doesn't use many layers, I can go up to like 10,000 pixels if I want and create really big pieces. And like, it's just so powerful. But, you know, This year, what I've learned is to just take more time. This isn't just about Procreate, this is about art in general. I've been an artist non-stop since the age of 13 probably. But seriously, where I was going hard and really trying to achieve stuff, ignore that, that's my phone. But seriously, I've been an artist since probably about 16, since I got to college, and I realized, when I really, because I didn't really have access to the internet before college, and I got to college, I realized what I was up against. I realized how many other artists there is in the world, and there was a time when I really wanted to be the best artist in the world. There's no such thing. Kim Jong-gi's not the best. Evan Mel Amundsen's not the best. Nicholas Sparth Bouvier's not the best. Kekai Katoki's not the best. And these are all people that I love artistically. Jim Lee's not the best. Joe Madureira's not the best. There's no best. There's just artists that perform and create very high quality work. And that is what it's important to do. Make high quality work. Make work that makes people like it. That makes people happy, that makes people inspired, that makes people want to draw. I think that's the most important thing. For me, what I've learned from Procreate this year is that, yes, it is a limited tool set, but you can create so much effects from it. And I've been shying away from really sitting down and doing, because I'm so excited when I use it. And this is a personal thing. And I might make another video about why I am so excited when I use it. But when I use Procreate, I'm just over the moon. Like, I'm just so excited, so ready to just, go in and use all the tools and create something. And, that I kind of skip through pieces instead of slowing down and doing one piece a day. When I first got the iPad and I was limited and I didn't really feel like I had the right tools, I would literally just do one cell shaded piece a day. And I might post those in another video. I might just do a year of cell shading with Procreate and see how that goes. But it's just like now I just kind of skip through ideas too much and I need to slow down. And that's a personal thing. That's nothing to do with how Procreate runs. Because honestly, if you're watching this video, you've probably watched a few Procreate videos. Procreate runs like a dream, especially on my 2018 iPad Pro. And mine's only the 64 gig hard drive version. I don't know if that would impede it in any way, but it runs like a dream. It always has. It's incredible to use Procreate. It may not feel the same way exactly as Photoshop, but once you get it similar enough, you kind of fly in, man. And I'm excited to do more work in Procreate. I've started recently kind of trying to do some of my character designs that I would be doing in Photoshop in Procreate. I might even start doing some photo bash stuff, because you can. The blending tools are good enough that I can blend out those photo elements and start kind of integrating things a certain kind of way. And that's what I'm going to start doing. I'm just going to start trying to shoot for the stars with Procreate and trying to really make it kind of like my number one tool. The honest truth though is, if you watch this channel, if you've watched any of my other videos, that my favorite tool to paint in is always going to be Corel Painter. And I don't ever think anyone will match it. I just don't. Unless Painter makes a mobile version. I think only Clip Studio Paint is slightly close to what Painter is capable of. And I still think Painter destroys Clip Studio. And it's not even close. There's other software like Medibang that, I've seen people create cool stuff. But I just don't think anything kind of like meets what Painter does. But Procreate is very inspirational to use. And, as an artist that understands how to use Photoshop, that's used Photoshop for years to get any effect that he could, I feel like Procreate is the number one contender. I'm probably going to do a Procreate versus Adobe Fresco video at some point. I'm going to have to screen record both drawings though. I don't know what I'm going to draw. I'm going to do something similar on both, because I've currently discovered Adobe Fresco and I don't really like it. I don't think it's as seamless as Procreate, and I just don't think it works as well. I don't know what Adobe was thinking with it, but I guess it's an experiment. It's interesting that they haven't implemented the same tools into Photoshop, like gave Photoshop a watercolor brush and stuff. But I can imagine they might bring that over now. Fresco's out, the next Photoshop update might be something like that. But I'm going to make another video about my thoughts on Photoshop anyway, as an artist, like how I feel about Photoshop in general, because I honestly feel like Photoshop needs an overhaul. Like, I feel like Photoshop's always kind of needed an overhaul for artists. I feel like they've never really gave artists what they need artistically in that software, and that is a problem for me. because I've been a Photoshop user for so long. Yes, there's ways around things if you understand how to manipulate the software to get the effect that you want, but it'd be nice if they implemented a few more artistic features. But anyway, guys, this has been my year on a year's worth of painting in Procreate. I hope you enjoyed the time lapses. This has legit been probably one of my favorite years, probably one of my most productive years. I didn't like it at the start because it was different to shop, but I love it now. And I can't even pretend like I don't love it. It's one of my favorite things to, favorite pieces of software that I've ever used. It's so intuitive. I've used it for a wide range of things, client work, personal work, everything. So, just kind of, if you have an opportunity to get Procreate, if you're thinking about getting Procreate, don't waste no time. There's loads of tutorials, there's loads of videos, there's loads of people doing different styles. Don't shy away from trying some experimental stuff. But if you are trying to develop a style, I would recommend staying in your style range and just trying to build on what skills you already have. If you're a guy that, if for some reason you've got an iPad Pro, or you're going to university and you've got some loan money or something coming in, I'd recommend getting one and just painting on it the way you would paint with markers or whatever. There's so many people on Instagram that use it really well. There's so many people out there that kind of have gone through the process of utilizing Procreate and kind of really showing people how to use it, and what tools to use, and how to make brushes and stuff. So I think it's the best time to use it now. Procreate 5 comes out, I think, pretty soon, which is going to be a big upgrade. Procreate 5 is going to have animation. It's going to have Photoshop brush adaptability, which I absolutely positively cannot wait for. It's going to have kind of new ways to use color brushes. Like, it's going to have color dynamics. Like, I am in a situation where I'm very excited. So that's all I've got to say on the matter. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.